Hello again. This is Miss Razan. Today we are going to continue the chemical reactions, but in this lesson the reactions will be with water or steam. We explained before many chemical reactions, such as metals with acids and also bases with acids. But today we are going to explain how elements react with water or steam. The first thing that you have to know that not all elements react with water. For example, when we put a piece of copper in water, we will find that there is no sign for the reaction between them. So the result is copper metal does not react with water. Also, if you add carbon or sulfur in water, there will be no sign for the reaction between them. So until now, we mentioned the three elements that don't react with water. The first one is copper, the second one is carbon, non-metal, and the last one, sulfur, non-metal. All of them don't react with water. On the other hand, there is some metals react slowly with water, and we can make it go faster by reacting them with steam. So for example, magnesium. Actually, we can react hot magnesium with steam, and we can notice that there is reaction. So magnesium can react with steam. So let's watch this video to understand what will happen when magnesium reacts with the steam. Here inside the tube we have magnesium. They will heat. Here we have a cotton wool. There is water in the cotton, so when we heat it, so the water will turn into steam. So magnesium will react with the steam inside the tube. Look what will happen. During the reaction, hydrogen gas will produce. So you know that hydrogen gas is highly flammable, so as you watch in the video here, that you can light the hydrogen gas given off in the reaction. Okay, so again, magnesium can react with steam. So when we put magnesium inside the tube, and also here we have wool, this wool soaked in water. So when we heat it, so the water turns into the steam. So magnesium will react with the steam to produce hydrogen gas. And you know that hydrogen gas is highly flammable, so you can light the hydrogen gas given off in the reaction. So this is the equation of reacting magnesium with steam. So when magnesium reacts with steam, that will produce magnesium oxide and hydrogen gas. So the steam will give us oxide, so magnesium oxide and hydrogen gas. And as you know, that one of the most important properties of hydrogen is highly flammable. So as you watched in the video, that you can light the hydrogen gas given off in the reaction. And other metals that react slowly in cold water but more readily with steam are iron and zinc. So here you will find that iron can react with steam and zinc react with steam. Okay, so here we have two equations. The first one is the reaction between iron and steam. As magnesium, iron can react with steam to produce, what do you think? What is the result will be? Excellent. Iron oxide, because we have steam, so iron react with steam to give us iron oxide, and we have a fixed product which is hydrogen. And also zinc can react with steam to produce zinc oxide and hydrogen gas. Okay. But when we talk about the reactive metals which are in the first group in the periodic table, such as potassium, sodium, lithium, barium, you will find that they react with water to produce metal hydroxide, and hydrogen gas. So, reactive metals can react with normal water, not with steam. So they react, sure, they can react with steam, but also they can react with normal water. So, when reactive metals like sodium, barium, and lithium, they react with water to produce metal hydroxide. For example, if the metal is lithium, so the hydroxide will be lithium hydroxide, and also we have a fixed product which is hydrogen gas. Okay, so here we have lithium and water. The first example, lithium is a reactive metal. When it reacts with water, that will produce lithium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. What about sodium? Sodium, when it reacts with water, it will produce sodium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. Okay, here we have all the equations or all the metals that we studied in this lesson. We said that copper, when it reacts with water or steam, there will be no reaction. So copper does not react with water. What about magnesium? We say that magnesium reacts slowly with normal water, but it's go faster by reacting them with steam. Magnesium, iron, and zinc, they react slowly with water, and we make the reaction go faster by reacting them with steam. So magnesium with the steam, that will produce magnesium oxide and hydrogen. Iron with the steam, iron oxide with hydrogen. Zinc with the steam, also zinc oxide and hydrogen. Here, because the reactants are metal and steam, so the product will be oxide. But when we react the metal with water, the product will be hydroxide. So here it's important to differentiate between the two equations. Here we have steam, so the product will be oxide. Here we have water, so the product is hydroxide. So when lithium react with water, that will produce lithium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. You notice that all equations has hydrogen gas as a product. So the last equation here we have sodium and water. Also because we have water, so the product will be hydroxide. And the first metal, depending on the metal and the reactants, so sodium here, so sodium hydroxide in the product, and also hydrogen gas. Okay, now if you open your book page 133, we have summary questions. Let's answer them together. The first question, which one of the following metals does not react with water? So as we said that sodium is one of the reactive metals. So sure, sodium can react with water. Zinc we said that zinc, magnesium, and iron, all of them react slowly with water. So we cannot say that they don't react with water. So zinc and magnesium, they can react. What about copper? Actually, copper does not react with water. So the correct answer here is copper. Question number 2. Iron reacts with steam in a similar way to zinc. We said that iron, zinc, magnesium can react with steam. So here they want to write a word equation for the reaction of iron and steam. We wrote it before. We said that iron with steam that will produce metal oxide. Here the metal is iron, so the product will be iron oxide, and the fixed product, which is hydrogen gas. So iron with steam that will produce iron oxide and hydrogen. What about third question? Write a word equation for the reaction of sodium with water. We say that sodium and lithium are reactive metals, so they can react with water to produce metal hydroxide. So here the product will be hydroxide, not oxide. So sodium and water that produce sodium hydroxide and sure hydrogen gas. So we have finished lesson 7, reactions with water. Study it well and please answer the end of chapter questions, page 134. Thank you for listening and good luck.